to the Elsewhere Podcast with Kat.
Welcome to the Elsewhere Podcast, where I do intros really badly. There it is. That was the intro. That's all you get. That's it.
That's great.
Sorry. No, but I appreciate it because it's Monday and we all love Mondays. So yay for that. I'm taking a long lunch right now from my regular job. Lame. But so it dawned on me when you had your premiere and I was like, I'm going to shoot my shot. I'm going to see if he wants to do an interview. And I was thrilled because that song in particular was actually, and it was funny because I went back and watched it, and the video itself was intriguing because not everything's a happy ending for everybody. Let's just put it that way. You know, you're not always going to go back and be able to fix your mistakes. You can't always, take back things.
It's funny that you said not everybody has a happy ending. In two of my videos, one of them being unhappy, at the end of the video, it was my videographer's ideas. I believe he said everyone expects a happy ending or something like that. He said in the end of the video, and we put that at the end of the video. And he's like, I kind of want to make that a thing with you. So we've done it in another video as well. So it's like not ever.
Well, see, that's the thing, though, is that a very common theme is overcoming, issues of any nature. Like insert issue here, and then the outcome, the intention is that you overcome it, you get through it, you work past it. It's all those things. And that's just not reality.
It's not.
And sometimes, there's people who are like, oh, I have to see it be worked through, something positive. But on the flip side, sometimes, in my opinion, sometimes songs are made to relate to a situation or a feeling or a mindset versus necessarily being a blueprint for how to get through it.
Yep.
Because I always talk about music as a snapshot or like a pause in the movie of somebody's life. Like what music you're making today, in 10 years, you might be making different subjects.
100%.
You might be doing
we grow
something
as a human being,
But at this moment, in your mind, in your world, this is what you want to put out there. This is what you want to say. And so to me, I love it because, you see where you've come from. You see where you can't see where you're going, but we will eventually.
AI, technology. I'm just kidding.
I'm not going to say that, okay, Google, we're not going to say that word because my phone will trigger and do all the things. And then I have to.
Oh, no. Has a mind of its own.
Man, I was talking to somebody while gaming.
Yeah.
I don't remember, but I was talking to them on the PC.
Yeah.
And I go to my phone, I go step outside, I go on my phone, and all of a sudden it brought something up that I was talking about. I'm like, hey.
Yeah, how'd you know?
I get you listening to me, but do you have to cross platform here?
Yeah.
Can I not be like,
That's funny.
do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, why you listen to everything? It's not good. But no, so what do you want me to call you? What's easiest for you?
My real name, for people who don't know, is Nico. You can call me either Nico or you can call me Mass of Man, whichever you prefer.
Not Mom.
Did you know when I was creating my rap name, that was a thought about it. And that's why I thought it was cool, because it spelled out Mom. M-O-M.
I mean, it's kind of cool,
Yeah,
though.
it is.
I mean, well, I'm
My
a mom,
friends,
so
my-
to me, it's like...
My friends even made a joke. They're like, oh yeah, we'll be in the club one day and we'll be getting into a fight with some people and be like, don't make us get Mom. And they're like, you brought your mom with you? And then I show up and it's just like...
you walk like,
Yeah, right? So...
No, that's funny.
Yeah.
That's sincerely hilarious, because I've always wondered, the only way that I know how to make a rap name is one of those quizzes where it's like your date, your month of birth, your color shirt you're wearing, and like
one of those random generators,
ate.
like the last thing you ate in the color your favorite color.
And ironically, mine was not appropriate.
Oh, okay.
It was bedazzled, black what was it? Not, it wasn't pizza. It was like nugget. I'm like, okay, it's locked in. We're never gonna change
Your
it.
bedazzled pizza nugget.
It could be anything.
Yeah,
With
bedazzled
me,
black
it could be.
nugget. I can't.
I'm like, it describes me perfectly. Like, if you wanted to be the juxtaposition, right?
Yeah.
I mean, then it would work. If I wanted to be ironic. But I couldn't imagine having to pick one and then stick with it. Because once you put out music, you're kind of locked in.
Yeah.
Well, not everybody is. I guess some people probably changed the
I
name.
went with my first name and last initial was my first rap name. It was Nico D. And then I went by Legacy. And then this is as I was transitioning and learning everything as a kid. I was young. And then when I went to a mixed martial arts class is where my friend goes, "Damn, you're a man of mass," he goes. And I'm like, that's what he said to me. And he's like, "Yo, that could be a rap name. It'd be cooler if you put mass of, and it's almost like massive." You know what I mean? And he's like, massive, so. And then we came up with Massive Man. So, and I stuck with
Someone
it.
asked actually the other day. They're like, I think it's a double.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah. I mean, it would make sense.
Yeah.
Well, see, of all people in the world, that is something I absolutely relate to. And since the fall of last year, I've dropped 104 pounds.
Yeah.
So I'm on my journey of whatever the heck it is, wherever I am going to end up.
Me too,
And
as
so-
well. That's why I'm drinking these shakes. I have 8 shakes of these a day, and I'm down 40 pounds.
That's amazing. And it feels good,
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, I feel great.
I mean, for me, it's movement. It's getting up and like moving around. Like before, it's like, I gotta get
Yeah,
up. And I'm
same.
like, okay, fine.
Same.
But now I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
and I'm like, okay.
yeah, same.
It's just a weight off your shoulders without trying to put two on those.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just, and it doesn't matter. Like right now, I'm not small by any means.
Neither am I. It's okay.
I feel amazing compared to what I used to.
Same.
And that, I think, matters more. And I think people don't understand that because people just see superficially, like, their impression of who you are by what they see. And then they're like, oh, well, that person's big. Like me, I'm really short. And I'm shaped like a pear. So I'm, like, wide. So I can pull off a pretty picture. But then you get, like, lower and it's like,
damn.
okay. I'm literally like, do. I'm like, okay. But people see that and they're like, oh, she must this. And they make all these assumptions.
Yeah.
And I think it's the moment I decided I just didn't care is the moment that I started learning how to be happy.
Yeah.
I think.
And I know pretty privilege is a thing, but it sucks. Like, I wish it wasn't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like people judge me like all the time on my weight, and I just, it is what it is. I need to be happy with myself. So
No, absolutely. And what's funny is that I don't know if it's just because I'm a bigger person. That doesn't register maybe for me. Like it's ignorant to say that I don't notice the size of someone, whether they're 6'3", whether they're, 4'11", if they're, a $105 versus like 350 pounds. I mean, it's ignorant to say that I don't notice.
yeah, of course.
But
we all
it
notice.
just doesn't register as something that, like, in the grand scheme of things, really matters.
Yeah, makes sense.
I guess. I don't know if that's because I've been there, or if it's because
I know what you're saying. Yeah,
yeah. Like, I don't know why, but I don't think it matters really.
it's good. People like that are awesome.
Oh,
She's like, oh.
okay. I'm gonna write that down on my. Did something right today. All right. No, it's just a thing. I don't know. And I know that you address it a lot in your music, which is why I bring it up.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm not, to be honest with you, I'm not comfortable in my own body. I don't like that I'm as big as I am. I've always wanted to be thinner, and I struggle with it all the time, and I get it in the comments. Like lately, I've been posting TikToks, and there's a lot of positive comments, but there's also a lot of like, you need to lose weight, you need to do this, like they run my life, and it's like, what?
See, I did something petty yesterday.
What'd you do?
I went straight to Pettyville. And like my community knows this because I made an announcement in my Discord server, like I was being petty today.
Yeah.
Go check it out. So I get these like message requests on Instagram. I don't use TikTok or anything. I just, anyway. So I get these messages, the requests that you like have to click on and stuff. And it starts out like, how conceited are you? Because I post, they're like, why are you posting selfies? Or you're not pretty enough to post selfie. Like they're all these like little,
That's
just
disgusting.
random digs. And what I do is I basically don't accept them. I don't accept the request and I just delete them because they're in my spam. I'm just like, go away, But I had enough of them, and I woke up yesterday and chose pettiness.
Chose violence.
And so I took a reel. I found my driver's license, which is my current one, where it was from the January 2023.
Yep.
And I was about 380, something like that. My face was about like this round. And I posted that picture, and I posted a picture of me now, and I was like, why wouldn't I?
Yeah.
And then I made a reel with selfie after selfie after selfie after selfie. And I said, you know what? Post selfies, be confident, love who you are. I'm hoping that if I can inspire one person, I've gotten this far.
Yeah.
That maybe somebody else who's, 40 years old will say, hey, maybe there's a chance that, it's more important to be happy and you could still change your life in all these different ways.
And you're working on yourself, and that's all you can do, and you're doing positive things for yourself, and you should be proud of yourself, Don't let what people say take you down. It's not worth it.
And that's the thing is, it's like I was like, whatever. But then I woke up and I thought, I wonder how many other people try to post something and someone says something that is just disrespectful.
Yeah.
So why not?
Yeah.
So I did.
Crazy.
I was like,
well, it's because you're starting to have a platform and you speak your mind and opinion, and when people see that you're someone of importance and doing good things, they get envious and jealous a little bit, so they say mean things. It's stupid.
It's sad. But you know what? It's okay because, you know what? They got their life to fix. So they really don't mean me hating on them. They seem to do it enough themselves.
Yeah.
But I know that's one subject you talk about. There is another subject that you talked about.
Okay, what one are we on?
Is very, very near and dear to me. And I've actually done content on it, and my intention is to do more on the future when I come up with magical time. Like I have a time machine. And that's domestic violence.
I knew you were going to say that one.
Big one. That's a big one for me.
There's a reason I stemmed and did a little bit of that content. I'll basically go into it. I had one of the most toxic relationships, and that's how Toxic Lovers, my song, came about. So, I've never had to get a restraining order on somebody ever in my life, and this one I had to. It was bad. I would get hit by this partner and obviously not hit back or anything like that, and it just I didn't it made me start writing about domestic violence, you know what I mean? Because I would be watching a TV show with this person, and I don't know, a girl on the TV would be in her bra and panties or something for a scene she was doing on a TV show. We'd be cuddling, mind you. I got wailed in the face because I was watching TV. It was that toxic. Very insecure person I was with. Things of that nature. I took her out for a fancy dinner for a relationship anniversary, and a waitress bumped into me. It was at a casino, so they were in a tight dress and holding a thing in heels or whatever. And I said, so sorry for bumping into you. Look back, and she's like, you were staring at her chest. In her mind, I was looking at every girl on the planet and doing all the, and that was in her head. But I'd get hit, I'd get screamed at, and it was weird because the reason I kept coming back is because she'd treat me so good, then she'd knock me down again. Then she'd treat me so good, and then she'd knock me down again. And it was one of my first relationships, and I didn't know better. And I almost went homeless in a car with this girl because my parents were like, it's either you go with her or we're not having her here. You know what I mean? So, like, my parents stood up for me, but they also were like, go try and live it with her, see how you like your life. You know what I mean? And and I eventually left, you know, but I had to. It was really bad. But because I
relate pretty hard to that, so I understand. That's why I'm like, I'm not sitting here smiling like, that's great. I'm smiling like,
I know.
I get it. No, I do. I know. I get it.
And this is when I was younger and stuff like that. And that made me like, well, if, you know, I wrote it in the standard role of man abuses woman. But in reality, when it happened to me, you know, it was the opposite way, you know, for me. Right. But it gave me inspiration to write a song like that, you know. And
I think that people don't realize that it does happen that way.
Yeah, it's not like
it's
not like I couldn't beat her up if I wanted to, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it's like I'm not gonna hit a woman, you know what I mean? Like, I was raised differently, you know, than I don't know, some people. I'm not gonna be violent towards them. Like, I'll hold her and make sure she doesn't hit me or hurt me. But like, it happens, you know what I mean? I'm not embarrassed to say it because, like, if you smack me, that's on you. That's your issue. You know what I mean? It didn't hurt me, per se. Like, I know when a guy does it to a girl, it hurts, and they're getting physically hurt. But at the same time, like, I didn't look at it like domestic violence at the time. You know what I mean? But it was. You know what I mean? Right. So
when you're in it, it doesn't. It's to be able to like put that label on it is not easy when you're like deep in it.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense. Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, why? I don't understand why.
She just treated me so poorly, and I gave her everything I had, and it was like not worth it, you know?
No, I completely understand. I put my ex-husband in jail for attempted murder.
Oh, wow, we're getting somewhere on this podcast. Let's go.
Yeah, he knows it. He doesn't watch my content. He wouldn't dare. So that's okay.
Okay.
But no, I had a really toxic marriage.
Yeah.
For 14 years, I tried to make it work.
Yeah.
And it was gaslighting and nitpicking constantly, the pushing, you know, no one will ever love you. No one will care about you. Everyone hates you. Everyone thinks you're a horrible person. No one, if you didn't have me, no one would even speak to you. Like, just every day, you know, and you cry, oh, you're so pathetic. Oh, look at you crying.
That's,
you know, just on. And it was for a really long time, you know, and it's just, that's actually the content I want to get into.
No.
Why is my phone still making noises? The content I want to get into is the ones who aren't quite ready yet. They still deserve support.
Yeah.
Not necessarily like supporting them choosing to be in that situation, but the understanding that sometimes they're not quite ready, they're scared, they have kids, whatever the case is, and that sometimes they just need someone to say, this is not okay. Because they don't know. They've been gaslighted. They don't know. They're like, wait a minute, this doesn't seem, something's wrong.
Yeah.
But you've been told 50,000 times that it's your fault and you're wrong and you did something. You looked at a woman.
Yeah.
Even though you didn't.
Yeah.
And you know you didn't. They said
you did. Yeah.
And so you're like, well, this person I care about, they're supposed to love me. So why would they say something that's not true?
Yeah.
Right? So you want to believe them. And it's kind of like it's all mental. And then you get to the moment where you're like, wait a minute. And that's when people tend to reach out and people are like, well, you either leave them or else you want that. That's not how that works. Not. Getting out is hard. It's so hard. And I don't care who you are. And that was what I'm saying about being a male in a domestic abuse situation, is that you're almost at a worse, I don't know how to put this. You're almost starting out at a detriment. Like, you can't hit back.
Yeah.
As a female, I could. It didn't help. I lost. Let's put it that way. I lost, but I could try. But as a man, especially a larger man, you can't because I mean, you know, you swing the wrong way and they're like upside down sideways like a cartoon. You know, I just picture them going into a basket like a basketball.
Yeah, and then I'm the one in trouble, you know what I mean? So it's
Right.
like,
Right. Because, and I mean, don't get me wrong, I know there are situations
yeah.
where
You,
it does pan out, but generally not.
Yeah, exactly.
And so that's why it's so much harder. Plus the stigma of, well, you're a guy.
Yeah, well,
How
you're
could
a
that
guy,
even be
yeah.
a thing?
Yeah.
It
if
is.
I did something, if I did
promise.
something like that, I'd be the one in handcuffs and like, oh, poor girl,
Exactly.
you know what I mean? So,
Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. Like, and I think that's more my point is not that people aren't aware that it's possible or that it exists, is that, how do I put this? Is that there's just more to it. And that's kind of what I want my content to be about.
yeah.
Is sometimes there's just more to it. It's not as black and white, cut and dry, this choice or that choice, either get out or don't, or tough love can be kind.
Yeah.
You know, all of that. So that's why I really liked that. I figured you'd know that I was going to
Yeah, I
bring that up,
figured.
but
I had
I just wanted to bring it up because it
was
matters
either
to
that
me.
or
It's-
depression, and I was gonna see which one you're gonna talk about. So,
I will tell you, I'm a weirdo. If I have any type of depression, I don't know what it manifests as.
Yeah.
If that makes
Yeah.
sense. Like, I get anxiety bad. Like, I panic when things change. I panicked before we did this.
I was gonna
like,
ask
just
if you
because
got nervous before we did this.
always.
All right.
Doesn't matter if I've been around somebody
Well,
50,000
the best
times.
way
You
to
saw me
fight
panic.
anxiety is to do the uncomfortable. You know.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
welcome to my podcast. Here it is. No, this is kind of me getting through all of that and all of that past and accomplishing, pushing through, powering through it and saying, I'm not taking it anymore. So that's where this all kind of came from, sort of, you know. I was very uncomfortable. But what can you do? You
We got
either
this.
let it consume you or you consume the hell out of it. But I just love that you have some of the like most thoughtful sounding, I don't even see, I can't articulate very well, tone when you do your music.
Yeah.
There's a tone to it, which is I'm obsessively into sing-songy. Like, if you can rap all you want, but if you drop into a sing-song, that's it for me. Like, I love it. It just, it gives you a breath. It gives you a chance to kind of take in what's being said versus it being like the whole time.
I
in my
agree.
opinion.
I agree. That's why I do that, you know, because I can sit there and be like, when I rip mics, better click like if you dislike it. So that's why it's just like I could just go into some rap and if it just stays that way the whole time with no song break or nothing, it's just like, okay, he can say a bunch of words really fast, you know, like.
Well, and I mean, which is, don't get me wrong, on one hand is really
Yeah,
great,
yeah.
which is really cool. Like, if you can enunciate and articulate, you can be understood.
Yeah.
I'm here for it.
Yeah.
But it's like at some point, my brain is like, I just tuned out like a bar or two
Yeah.
ago because,
Yeah.
like, I'm back there.
Yeah.
Like, I understand it, but I'm still back there. Like, let me catch up for
Yeah,
a second,
yeah.
you know, just let it breathe.
Yeah.
But I like, because you have a really, really nice tone to your voice, which I'm sure you know. Otherwise, you probably wouldn't do it. I would guess, right?
So
Like, how did you find out this was for you? You're
start.
just in the shower one day and someone's like, holy crap.
No. Yeah, they're just sitting outside my shower, just listening. So it started with it just takes out the video camera.
And you're like, what is that up there over the shower curtain?
Dude, this is awesome. It's going on YouTube.
Going on TikTok.
So to answer your question, I anything I found as a kid that I was like super interested in, I went and did it. So, for example, the first thing that I fell in love with was fishing. I went fishing. My dad took me, and I'm like, I love this. I caught a fish, and I kept catching fish, and I get obsessed with things. So I literally went every single day. I made him take me that he could. Any free moment he had, I consumed it. with him taking me fishing as a kid, and then him dropping me off for hours at a pond or something, you know. And I did it so much that I got sick of it. Like, I don't fish now anymore. Like, it was.
You're gonna do it. You're gonna do the shit out of it.
Yeah. So then it became magic. I do sleight of hand, like card magic, and like a magician. Like, I do really like crazy magic tricks that would be on TV type deal. So I got really good with magic. I have cards right here, but I don't know. I don't know if we want to do that right now.
You're welcome to if you want to.
I'll show you something.
I mean, I'm sure everybody would love to see it.
I'll show you something.
But that's on.
I'll show you something simple. Like, you can do like different palming things, like, you know what I mean, where the cards disappear, come back. You can like that, and then it's back. You know what I mean? Like, here, I'm gonna put my camera down so you can see one thing really quick. We're gonna go like this, right? So we'll take the queen, right, and turn it to a king.
Well, that's going on a lot.
Yeah, there's different changes. You could take the 3, right, and turn it to an ace. You know, so yeah, I do a lot of like magic, a lot of sleight of hand card stuff. And
can I do that when I give my kids money? Like, here's a 20, babe. Where's my 20? It's $1.
Wait,
I don't know what you're talking about. You saw it.
Do you want to see the craziest trick? I have to get up and go get it for a second. It's in my wallet. It's money. I'm going to show you. I'm going to mind blow you really quick, and then we're going to talk about music.
Oh, I'm here.
Okay, I'll be right back.
I'm here for it.
I've got no place to go. I'm broken. I can't control all of my demons. Please don't let me fall off of the deep end.
Like, magic, I love it because it, like, I'm like, how? And they're like, oh, it's this. I'm like, don't tell me. But tell me, but don't tell me.
Okay, so we're going to put the camera back down again. Ready?
Yeah.
We have 1, 2, 3, 4 $1 bills, front and back. Okay. Okay. Object is, we want to make more cash. So in order to do that, we turn it into hundreds. Front and back. But the government really doesn't want us doing that shit. So yeah, but that's what I do.
Okay, so are you going to be in Houston anytime soon? Because I had a whole bunch of ones in the other room. And that would be really great. Just saying.
Yeah.
No, that's cool. See, that's cool. See, I always thought it was like, oh, it's back, it's on the front and the back.
No, but I
and, like,
showed you the front and the back.
I know, but like if it's on this side, but then you turn it around and you're actually showing the backs of these and not those type thing. But you know what? I don't even care if it's 100. I'll take that. See, that's so cool. My son did that for a little while when he was doing that when he was a teenager.
Yeah.
He got into magic, and I was just like, cool trick, bro. But he was pretty good at it, and it's always the ones that are like, where I always wonder where it went. Where did the ball go? Where did the card go? Like, where are you holding it? Is it like really like tucked behind your hair somewhere?
Yeah.
I always wonder. It's really cool.
So,
and did you do that when you were a kid?
Yeah.
As
I was growing up, it was like fishing magic. Then I saw this kid at my school yo-yo. Right, he got really big into yo-yoing, and I'm like, oh, that looks so cool. But he was really good at it, like competition style. Mm-hmm. So I ended up, I asked him, where do you get a yo-yo? Where do you get this? Where do you get that? Started doing it, started looking up videos, and I got obsessed with it. So I got really good with a yo-yo. I was buying like $100 yo-yo to do stuff with. Like, they make expensive yo-yos, and they make them up to $500. Like, you can do some crazy stuff with a yo-yo, and I'm not talking just like walk the dog is what I do or anything. I'm talking like crazy stuff. So then there was that, and then when I got into like end of middle school, beginning of high school, there was kids in my school that would rap battle in the lunchroom, and everybody was obsessed with Eminem at the time, and I was kind of fascinated by rhyming and stuff like that. So I kind of got this kid, James Travis, who went by xxKaTxx. He's in one of my old songs. I'm like, gotta pay my respects to xxKaTxx. If it wasn't for him, my life be a mess, you know? I ended up, hanging out with him, and in the lunchroom we would rap battle. We'd just freestyle rap battle against each other and make up rhymes and stuff at the lunch table. It was great. And then I ended up taking that and watching 8 Mile, and then going and like writing my own songs. And I had this little microphone, one of those like Bob Barker microphones from The Price is Right, but it's for the computer. It has a stand and it comes.
Oh yeah, I have it.
It sits and
like
it comes up.
thing.
It's like a long stick that comes up. So and I got Audacity, the program, and I was like rapping and trying to, do things in Audacity and make songs. I actually, you get a little sneak peek of something. Not sneak peek, but this is something I'll allow you to post because I want to show everybody that we all come from somewhere. I was ass or trash when I first started. I promise you I was garbage, and I have a recording of it, and I want you guys to see how bad I was when I first started. I show this to people sometimes, but I've never done it in an interview.
If you change your mind later, let me know.
Oh. It's hilarious because I didn't hit puberty at the time. It was like squeaker voice. It was dissing Eminem, my favorite artist, just because. Like it was hilarious. It was just so cringeworthy that I have to show you guys.
Well, I mean, if you can destroy the best, right?
That's what I thought at the time. But he's one of my favorites, So I don't know what I was doing trying to diss him. I was childish. All right, here it is. Ready? Ready for this? This is me when I first started making music.
Hit the beat. Man, that's weak. Show me something else. What's up, people? It's Nico D. I'm back better than ever. As you can see, I'm the best white rapper in history. Eminem ain't got nothing on me. I'm untouchable. You can't see me. Always signing autographs, making CDs. I'm the #1 hit in the music industry. Can't you see? That's why all the ladies love me. Get off your seat, stand up on your feet, and cheer last time for Nico D.
Yeah, that was me as a kid.
That's awesome. And the scratching too. I was like, that's awesome.
I made that beat as a kid. With like
that was cool.
it was a little offbeat. It wasn't on tempo. Some of it.
No, but that's still though. But that's your foundation. That's your beginning.
Yeah, we all come from somewhere.
Exactly, and that's your snapshot of that moment. And now look where you are.
It's a before and after.
Like that person never knew that this is where you would be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, of course you can say, I'm going to be the #1. I'm going to be the best.
Yeah.
I'm going to have a record deal and billions of dollars. Yeah. But as you go on that journey and you see the realism of life and how it just kicks you in the teeth over and over and
and
it stands on the back of your neck when you're on the ground like, But as that happens, that person never really grasped who you would be today.
100%. I never thought I'd be here, and I'm very proud of myself. I've met some really cool friends working with some really big artists. Vin J I work with, and all these people, Cryptic Wisdom I've worked with, and Mac Lethal. I got on a cipher for Knox Hill. There was like different ciphers that I was a part of with big artists on it, and I'm just like, this is cool. I never thought I'd be doing it like this at a scale like this. I did when I was little. I had all these hopes and dreams, but now as I grounded myself, I'm very proud of where I've come.
I completely understand that. I don't talk about it much, but I work with some really cool people right now who claim me.
Yeah, that's awesome.
As their friends. So that's nice. Knox Hill's one of them. Cliff Beats is another one of them. Black Pegasus, Anthony Ray, like all that whole group, and that singer Reacts. Shout out. But they're real. I'm close with them and some other artists and people that and they're all meeting up and doing stuff, which I think is really cool. Yeah. And I get to be a part of it. I get to hear tracks before they come out, and I get to I run a rap competition. I haven't done it this year.
I
generally
am
run
going to show you after this stream.
Yeah.
I'll message you on Instagram. I'm going to show you an unreleased song. It's going to come out in August, and I want you to give me your honest feedback for it.
Okay, I definitely will. That's
Okay.
People do that because I am pretty honest about it. I'm like, there's something in there. It's here, but I felt like it should have been like that.
And we
but I don't
don't
understand.
need yes men. We need
off
critiques. You know what I mean?
No,
It's like, that's me.
I've never met an echo chamber I didn't run screaming from. So, just saying. But no, like for me personally, my network is my net worth. It's my new. I've heard it before, and I decided to adopt that phrase lately because it's kind of the thing.
Yep.
Because it's not as much how much content and how many likes and everything that I get. It's more I know who's watching.
Yeah,
and I know that it matters. The consistent people that come back over and over, my friends, my community, right?
Yep.
And then there's the people that I work with that I consider peers that, if they need something, I got them and they've got me if I need something,
Yep.
And I've never met one that hasn't been absolutely awesome, to be completely honest. And it's really great getting to meet people because, like, some of these collaborations are just insanity.
Yeah.
You just get to like work with these cool people. They get to put in their part, which is completely different than yours. But then it just, I don't make music, so I like don't understand how that works. But I think it's the coolest thing ever. I mean, honestly, I couldn't put a song, a verse, like I couldn't compose. I can't do any of that. I can write, not hardly at all.
Yeah. So, but have you tried? Like, are you?
Oh, I have. Yes, I have two. I have two that I've written.
Okay.
One is actually going to come out.
Really?
But I can't make myself do vocals. I refuse. So it's probably going to be a lyric video. Actually, three. That makes three because I turned one of them was a diss on Cliff, and I turned it into a happy 300,000 subscriber thing. So. I switched it up. But no, I mean, I write sometimes, but I can't create like, I feel like making music is like making something out of like thin air and magic.
Yeah.
Like you hear something click over there and you're like, oh, that sounds like, oh, now I have a beat in my head. And I'm like, it was just a bird squawking. What are you talking
It's just
about?
a bird squawking.
I recorded one this morning. I was really irritated with the crow. It was a whole thing.
It was a whole
this morning.
ordeal.
I'm sorry. It was traumatic. My cat's in the window. I'm like, what the hell? Yeah, it was a whole thing. Yep. Tangent. Thanks. Appreciate that. But no, that's the thing though, is it's like I love that you're collabing with these really cool artists. And I know that you seem to like it as well.
Yeah, because all I do is mainly collabs. Like, I don't know if you noticed that, but it's like I very do any solo songs. I love working with other artists. But the next song that I'm about to show you is basically a solo song, but I had a girl do some random bridge in the middle of it. So it's basically I write the choruses, I wrote the verses, she did a random bridge in it, but it's mainly a solo song. So,
well, that's cool because I mean, I personally, some people collab too much, but there's a reason I say that is because some people go to the same four people and they collab with them over and over again, and they don't grow.
yeah.
They kind of hold each other on the same level that they are when they're collabing, and they find they're like people on the same level as them, and then they all just kind of stay on that level and party for a while. And it's like you got to push yourself and either get someone that, if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room type of vibe. If you're the best person, the best artist in the room, then you're in the wrong room. You need to learn and grow and, stuff like that. Unless, it's your show and then you should be the best one. But no, I love solo stuff because to me it feels like they can get more personal.
Yeah.
It tends to come from, I like people that write from experience of the heart. I mean, I don't mind a bop here and there, but
You're gonna love
You know,
this
I'd
song
rather-
I'm about to send you. I promise.
Yay.
Yeah.
I'm glad. Yay. I love hearing new music just because it's, and I do that. I promote artists when they drop their songs. Like, that's why I'm all over everybody's songs. I'm like, huh. Because I jump on the reaction channels. I'm like, check this out. Hey, check this out. Hey, check this one out. Oh, so-and-so just dropped. Hey, so-and-so just dropped. And I tell people, I'm like, come on.
Yeah, I
got
definitely
my
want
network.
more reaction channels listening to some of my stuff. So
My thing is my intention long term, I love the networking
Yeah.
and the talking to people and the being invited to shows
Yeah.
when they're in town.
Yeah.
And hey, we're going to be in Houston. You want to come to the show and meet us?
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah.
Yes, I do.
I'm actually
do you want to fly out and come
doing
see
a
us?
show August 10th in Rhode Island. I'd never do shows ever. And I got Vin J coming. I got Binks coming.
That's awesome.
Listen to this lineup. I got Vin J, Binks, NK47, Casey Makes Music, Massetti, and Gremlin. Yeah, we're all doing like this super show, and we're all having full 30-minute sets. So like we're all gonna perform like almost like it's our own show. So it's gonna be like a crazy long show, and we called it the Massive Fest, and it's in my state. So I host.
That's so
I
cool.
got all the guys plane tickets. I got them all in Airbnb. I'm paying them all. We're all gonna do a big show.
That is so
Yeah.
cool. This is
I've never met
You
I've
didn't
never
ask.
met Gremlin, and it was a cool opportunity because NK's like, oh yeah, work with Mass, like bet. So I'm gonna probably make a song with Gremlin in the future, you know.
See, that's so cool. That's the stuff that
Yeah.
I just love. Here's the fun. This is unreleased information, and it's gonna stay.
No, the show's the flyer's out. It's being advertised.
Oh no, I meant this part. I'm
Okay.
about to tell you. We were thinking about finding a way. I'm not now, but like in like 6 months to a year, I'm looking for funding, like grant programs and stuff, to promote the state or the hometown to come out and meet artists and do with cameras and do interviews that way.
That's cool.
And go like check out where they are and check out their studio or where they make music at versus, you know,
almost like an MTV Cribs, but you're checking out their studio in their hometown.
yeah, or just like, hey, where? Because I ask weird questions.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll ask people their treadmill setting. I
What
don't
the?
use a treadmill. I don't use a treadmill, so I think it's always hilarious to me because my treadmill setting is no.
Yeah.
The only time that you're getting me to run is if someone's chasing me.
Yeah.
You know, or my kid's gonna like get hit by something and then I'm running. But other than that, but I'm saying like, I just thought it would be really cool because I asked these really weird questions. Like, don't just tell me where this place is. Show me.
Yeah.
That tree that you talk about that inspired you. You know how some people have the biggest backstories to, like, you know, the tree that they were looking at through the bathroom window while they were taking a crap and they wrote the song, like BTS does. Like that. But there's the tree and here's video and then there's a standing by like, yes, you know. I don't know. It's just a thought, and I'm literally reaching out to one of my friends in Atlanta, who's in the music scene, to see if he has any ideas because he was just on a show recently and all this stuff. So anyway, I thought that would be really cool, like to go to festivals and things like that and feature those. There.
Oh, I was
my
gonna say
invitation.
we're done already. I'm enjoying this.
See, that's what usually happens once you start getting into a
Yeah.
conversation. It takes about 30 minutes to an hour, and then it starts to roll.
Yeah.
But I try usually to cut it at like an hour or give or take, just depending on how it's going. Number one, for ease of editing, because you know this shit's a pain in the ass. It takes hours, but also because people have things to do.
Okay.
And you know, plus I want you to come back,
Awesome.
of course. You know. Looking for the future.
Hell yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
Well, I definitely
No, but-
enjoyed this. Not gonna lie, we can keep talking. I have some time to kill, so
Okay.
yeah. So whatever you want to ask
Well,
me.
guess what? It's your turn. Your turn to bring up a question. You
Oh
ask something.
shit! How did you get?
Put you on the
How did you
spot.
get started in this world?
Well, my mother met my father.
That's not what I'm asking. Whoa. No, I'm asking in the world of streaming.
I know
It's like,
what you're
well, when a
asking.
mommy and a daddy love each other very, it's like,
Or just a little bit for like a few minutes. No, I know what you're asking. It's really weird because I came off a really crappy marriage. I left everything behind.
yeah.
Everything. I deleted all my social media and I started from scratch.
okay.
So I moved to Texas. I ran with like what I could fit in a car. Ran to Texas and was basically a homebody and stayed by myself and just focused on my kids. Got my divorce, which was a pain. But anyway, I get through all that,
Okay.
right? And then I'm reading books nonstop and I'm scrolling a couple things on Facebook, but I pretty much am cut off from the entire world.
All right.
And then one day I was looking for Disturbed Sound of Silence, right? Their version. And I never used YouTube. And I click on YouTube and I look up that song and I see the song, but I see this reaction to it. I'm like, I don't understand. I don't know what that means. I don't understand what that means. It was Cliff. So it was Cliff Beats, and he had done a reaction to it. He, mind you, had just started like a month or two before on YouTube, on the platform. And I was like, huh. Then I saw Tom McDonald's reaction, and I was like, oh. So everybody knows that's a rabbit hole.
Yeah.
So you go down the rabbit hole. I found Knox. I found Nick the actor. I like,
Correct,
there's a
all
list.
the
list goes
reactors.
on. Yeah. So then I just happened to, at some point, see a post from Nova about her Discord.
Yep.
And I click it. There's Discord.
Yeah.
So now I'm involved in the Discord. Tomic says I'm in his Discord. I'm helping out reactors because they needed help. And I was like, I have nothing else. I have no life,
Yeah,
y'all. So so it starts snowballing, right?
Yeah.
And I'm taking on everything I can because it's fun.
Yeah.
And I mess with it. It makes sense to me. Like, I don't know. I'm just having a good time. So it just snowballs and snowballs and snowballs. And then I started a community. I call it the Elsewhere community, where it was like, well, where are you? Somewhere else, So we could talk about all the things and on all the servers, all the rules. They don't apply in my server. So we could talk about all that stuff. And they're like, you've got to start a podcast. Like, you have to do that. And I was like, oh, I don't want to do that. I fought it. And finally, my friend jumped on with me. And that's how it started. And we started with some of our friends that I helped moderate and stuff for. So, and then it just grew. And I just asked people.
That's
Honestly.
awesome.
I mean, that's the long and short of it. It just was pure boredom and desperate to connect with people. And
You're doing a good job at what you do. So,
you. My biggest thing is I wanted to be able to find people I could truly be myself. Like, I wanted to never have to lie, make things up, excuse things. I didn't want to do that ever again in my life. That's like a goal for me, And so I wanted to make sure that I surround myself with good people all the time. I want nice, good people who are sincere, who find meaning in their world, whatever that might manifest itself as.
Yeah.
And I found that music, I mean, you guys are putting your hearts and your emotions and your thoughts and all that on your sleeve, and you're giving it to the world and saying, I hope you like this.
Yeah.
Because I did, And to me, there's just, it's so, this is cheesy. It's pure. It's honest. And, with a lifetime full of shenanigans and fuckery, I could use some honesty, So, but yeah, that's how it started. That's a really
That's
cool
awesome.
question. Thank you for that. If you could go to any venue, anywhere in the world, and you could do a concert, where would it be to perform? It doesn't have to be like a big concert.
the thing is,
Tiny
I don't
doesn't-
know many venues. I'm not a live show person. I usually record out of the comfort of my, studio, and I get it. So I personally like just creating the songs and putting them out to the world with high quality music videos. That's my thing. And when I do a big show, I don't want just 300 people there. I want an arena. I'm trying to build my brand so huge and make hits that are so big that when I actually decide to go tour, stadiums. You know what I mean? So
No, I get it.
I very rarely do shows, and I've only done them locally. I've never toured before. I haven't done it, so I don't know different venues and what venues I want to like pop up at and stuff like that. I'm a bigger guy, so getting around, like if I had to do a tour bus and hotel beds and stuff like that, I'd be a mess. I wouldn't enjoy the experience.
Airplanes are the worst. Flying.
Southwest is pretty
the
cool.
worst.
I'll tell you why.
That's who I use. I always use
I was going to say,
Southwest, 'cause
if you tell them, hey, I'm a bigger person, can I get an extra ticket?
They give you
an extra ticket. You know what I mean?
and then they refund
And
you.
I sit.
If you pay for it first,
Yeah,
they refund you, or they give it
Yeah,
to you.
I sit in the 2 seats and I'm by myself and I love it.
Last year, I go to Vegas. They're trying to change it up, but I'm not going to let them. They think they will, but they won't. We go to Vegas every year as like a meet and greet. Me, Truth No Lie, and Nick the actor, and then we bring other people with us, our communities and stuff like that. So people come to meet us and to come say hi and hang out. But the three of us basically hang out, and then Just Jen Reacts. She came one time, and next year I think Keto's coming. I think Locked Wolf is coming. Like there's a bunch of different creators that are coming. And last year, in 2023, I went to fly. I took Frontier. I couldn't buckle the belts, and I was just faking it. Like, sure, it's
Yeah.
And we were sardines, and so I'm like on top of other people because the arms and stuff don't go up, and that I couldn't fit because I have a big
listen. I
posterior.
know your struggle because I ordered a first class seat in an airplane and the arms weren't able to go up and they were each seat individual. They were bigger than normal, but not big enough. So I went to go sit in it and I couldn't even get in the seat because both sides were too close. And I'm like,
theaters,
I'll give this first class seat up. Can I get 2 seats? You know what I mean? Like,
that's the thing I asked for extra room and Frontier. I'm like, oh, I nailed it. For your legs.
Yeah.
My legs, I'm 5'2".
I'm 6'6", okay? So I
don't need that much room for my legs. I need it this way, not that way, And the arms didn't come up in those seats, but they did in the other ones. So I flew Southwest this year. And it was better, but the way back was a different plane. And I was like, well, this is not as comfortable. So for some reason, the way where I was sitting, it curved. I was like, up against the window. I mean, whatever, but
I use Southwest because of the 2 seats now. That's what I like to fly. You know what I mean? So.
No, I do. I didn't do it, but I knew that it was a thing, and I was thinking, well, maybe they'll just like see me and go, "Oh, honey, you need another one." I was hoping for that, but I got squeezed. But I fit this time. I didn't fit last time. I didn't fit, but this time I fit. Uncomfortably, but I fit. So that's another huge perk. Yes. It's the little things. People they don't appreciate movement and seating and stuff until you can.
Yeah. They don't understand some of the struggles we go through, so.
Yeah. Well, I know you make music from home, like
I don't make it from home.
You like a finished product.
Yes.
You like the finished product
live. Putting out to the world. I'm going to do a live. I got a brand new mic. I got in-ears. I'm doing it big. My engineer who does all my music is going to be the sound guy. So like I'm making sure this show goes great. You know what I mean? So I put a lot into it. What I was going to say is I have a studio, like this is my microphone, my TLM 107, and I have an Apogee interface and stuff like that. Like I have a home studio where I could record here. This whole room, see those sound things in the back? This is all sound treated. You know what I mean? So like I spent like $2,000 to get this whole thing like acoustic foam around the entire place. Not the foam, the acoustic paneling, it's a more expensive and it works a lot better. So, I could record here if I wanted to. But I do this as just a backup in case my engineer moves or something. That's why I have this set up.
Right.
And I stream with the mic and everything too. So, but
well, see, I could tell those. Why am I pointing behind me? Behind you.
Yeah.
Those are. I can tell those are panels. One of my interviews was actually with Jeff. He's one of the top acoustic studio designers.
Yeah.
Had Jeff, and he came on the show like a while back, and he was super. He showed all these really cool ones, and and we were talking about the difference it makes.
Yeah.
The angle, how far it is from the wall. Like you could put the egg carton boards, and you. I put a blanket over my window.
Yeah. I have actually because I had a whole
actually.
closet space, a spot where I couldn't put foam. I got a big moving blanket with a rack over like that. This is my streaming setup. I got a ring light over here, a light over here, a light over here. But this is all like acoustic foam. It's all around the room completely, and I got a rug on the ground. I don't have anything on the ceiling yet, but when you clap, there's like no echo in this place, you know?
See, I was wondering if I needed to do something because, well, what I did is I took a whiteboard. It's like a kid-sized whiteboard, you know, like this big maybe, but like this big. And I put it over my vent because usually you can hear.
Yeah.
You know, and I didn't want to deal with it because I do my own sound stuff.
Well, you don't hear it. You don't hear it in your mic. So what I'm hearing in your mic is very good. You know what I mean? So
good. Yes, I win. Winning. Let's go. And then I put this blanket up over my window because the clouds will move, and suddenly I turned from like yellow to like orange colored, and I just didn't want to deal with it today.
Yeah.
I was like, eh. So I finally put something up here, which I haven't done that before. And I thought today, that's why I said I was working on my lighting. I meant I was hanging a blanket over my window.
Yeah.
That's what that meant. That's all that meant. There's like nothing. I have one ring light. Like
So I have a ring light like over my head coming down to put light into the frame, and I have a light over here and a light over there, facing me. One above my head, kind of like behind me, like to give a bunch of light in this general area. And I have a 4K Logitech webcam right in front of me, like pointing straight, you know. So that's my setup.
That's my next thing is getting a camera. My camera's is not bad.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't have an actual camera. Like some people do the DSLR cameras and they plug them in and they leave them on. That's better quality. But this is the most expensive webcam that I've found is the Logitech 4K Brio. Is that what?
Oh, that's not the kind, but I have something similar.
Yeah. It's like a $200
cheap version.
Yeah. It goes up to 4K 30 frames per second, and it does like 1080 at like 60, and So I think we're at 1080 right now, 30 frames per second.
Yeah, I think we both are. Yeah. That's what mine is. Like mine's that.
You know what it said for my camera? It's like the 4K was known to not do as well, so we're shooting it in 10. It gave me a warning on my thing, so it gave me
No, I mean, and that's, trust me, I can make it look.
Okay, cool.
I have to do all the designing for an overlay.
Now, I have a question. I forgot when I watched. Are we like too small things with like a border and stuff around us, or is it going to be like full screen, like this?
There's going to be a separation between us.
Okay.
I'm going to do an overlay of some sort so that I can make sure that your name is on there and my logo and stuff will be on there.
Okay, cool.
I turned green again. What is happening?
Is it like the autofocus? Do you have autofocus or something like that?
I do, but...
Yeah.
I tried. But it's recording in the
it is
format. Look,
okay, because it looks like we're like this in the program, so it's recording in.
It does, but
cool.
It's recording the full way that your camera would look.
Okay, cool.
It's recording that way, and then that's the files I'll get.
Awesome.
And then I get to
put a border. That's cool. Cool.
Do all the things and decide.
Hopefully,
if we
I'm
need to
centered.
Do like here.
Hopefully, I'm centered because I'm centered here. Okay.
Well, the thing is that here's a fun fact: I can center us.
Yeah, true.
As an editor, I just cut off a little bit on the side that needs it and just scooch over.
Yeah, gotcha. Cool.
That's a trick I learned from the Google.
From the Google.
That's where I learned. I am self-taught. Like I just wing it.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, whew, that didn't work. That's how I do editing.
Nice.
Honestly, I'm starting to figure out how to do lyric videos. Like
the typography, the cool
letters.
ones I like are the typography where they turn this way, they go downwards.
Yes, that's what I was just about to say. That's exactly what I mean. That's a no for me. But I was doing all my own captioning, like the timing and everything, and like timing it to the audio track, like where you can see it jump, and then I would make sure that it, like, the words popped up exactly. I do the video and I throw it on my phone and I use Filmora and I just caption it. I'm like, whatever.
Yeah.
For shorts
Yeah,
and stuff,
yeah,
I'm like, whatever.
yeah.
Because I mean, I was spending just as much time doing
The AI
manual
software is
captions.
getting so good right now where it's doing it for you and you just adjust the words. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. See, I'm all for AI as a tool.
Yes.
And that's a
The whole
that's
the
a
whole
conversation
thing.
I go
So
into.
I don't think AI is going to affect us like everybody thinks it is. It is when it comes to like using it as tools to make jobs easier and stuff. But I know a lot of musicians are scared because music is eventually going to be done with AI, right? And you can clone voices, and somebody could do a song in the style of me or whatever with my voice, sure. But you know
Exactly.
what? I feel like they're definitely going to pass a law that I'm going to be able to monetize that song. I'm going to be able to take it from that creator and be like, this is my brand, this is my property, this is my voice. You know what I mean? I feel like I don't think they're going to take over, and I'm not worried about me. I'm worried about more content creators that are A-list celebrities dealing with that
Right.
problem, not me. And I'm never going to use AI to create my own songs. Maybe helping with lyrics or something, I can see people doing that. But as far as like literally telling a robot, make a song about this, and it generates a song and it's supposed to be in the style of me, and putting that out there to the public, I wouldn't. I'm always going to record. I'm always going to do it. Whether hopefully AI makes that process easier when it comes to like writing songs and stuff like that, or giving me ideas to pick from, because I tried it once when the AI hype was out. You know the chorus Nightmare in the Nightmare song, you try to run away but you're no longer safe. So I said,
Yeah.
generate a spooky chorus. It didn't generate that, I promise. It was like it said the words, you're entering a nightmare. And I was like, oh, you're entering a nightmare, nightmare, nightmare. I'm coming to play. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so I took a phrase that I saw in there and incorporated into what I was writing, because I liked that phrase. Does, you know what I mean?
Well, see, and that's no different than if you go and you search for spooky phrases
yeah,
on Google,
exactly. But
right?
but yeah, exactly. You could, like, some people do that. Like, I don't do that in my songs. I always come up with it. But when AI came out, I'm like, let's see. I'm stuck on a course. Let's see.
Why
Let's
not,
see if I
right?
can get some inspiration. And it said something about it said entering a nightmare, and I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. Like, you're entering into this, you know. And that gave me the concept of like, you know, music videos. It's really good for treatments of music videos, I've heard from some people. Like, this is what the song is about, generate a thing, and you can pick ideas from it. You don't steal it completely, but you like, this sparks something in my head that makes sense, you know? So I can see it helping
Right.
in that aspect, but I don't think I'm not going to have to. People are still going to listen to me whether I'm AI or not, and they're probably going to listen to me more because I'm the only guy not doing it with AI, if that's what the future consists of. You know what I mean? It would give me more
Right.
credit in a way, because I'm not taking the easy way out. And there's going to be people that respect that, you know? But I like the process of going and having fun at the studio. I'm never going to just slap an AI and call it. But I know there is some people that are like, hey, we made a software where you can use my voice and write songs, right? And fans will write it, right? And like songwriters, and as long as I approve it, you can get some of the royalties, and it goes on my brand. And you know what? Isn't that crazy?
I get it. I get it. I don't like it.
I don't like
get
it, but I get it.
get
That
it.
crazy business move, right? Like, they'll make a software with all their voices and tones and stuff like that, and then they'll have these songwriters come in and write it. And if they approve of the song, you can use me as a featuring artist, but I get a percentage.
I want to. Good luck with the fine print on that.
Yeah,
Good luck if that song goes absolutely insane.
I
And you're like, oh, well, my 75 cents, thanks. Oh, well, AI is going to write the legal paperwork.
Yeah.
To tell you that you don't get any more money. Like, I don't know. It's hinky to me.
Yeah, but if you create
art it's not something you're surprised about.
I know. But I mean, like, if somebody wanted me as a feature, right? And they give me an amazing verse, and they do this AI thing just to see what I would sound like, okay? And they send it to me, and I'm like, this is what I had in mind. I could literally take a percentage of that, re-record it, if I wanted to do it naturally or something like that.
Right.
Or AI's getting so good that it almost sounds identical. Slim Shady, I believed, if I'm correct, used it to do his Slim Shady voice in the new record when remember how he transitioned to like his old voice?
I think so. He's doing a battle today.
Oh, I gotta check that out.
Versus himself.
But I believe the way he did that was he used AI from his old voice to give back his old voice when he was battling himself in the songs and when he used the Slim Shady voice, because your tone as you get older changes, like you heard when I played my little kid voice, and how do you replicate it? You really can't. Unless you go,
it'd be funny, though.
So it was. So I think it's so cool that he used AI in his project, which I thought was awesome. I thought that was cool.
Yeah, I agree. I think my point, and I say this constantly. I'm a stickler about this. And here's a fun fact about me. I don't care if people agree or disagree with me, as long as you're being respectful and you give me a new perspective. Cool. I don't have to agree with anyone.
Of course.
At the end of the day. So my take on it is, if you are surprised by the outcome, it is not your art.
Yeah.
Now, if you sing into the microphone and you're like, wow, that came out better than I thought, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, you say, write a song with my voice, and at the end you're like, oh, I didn't know I was going to sing the Itsy Bitsy Spider, but it's actually about a car.
Yeah.
Cool. And you're surprised?
Yeah.
I don't consider that art. I feel like
I agree with you.
My
I think it
opinion.
takes away the authenticity. It's never going to be like you 100%. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's why I would never choose to use it to write my songs to put out to my audience. But
I can understand using it for like suggestions.
Yeah.
Because if you're going to Google like, oh my gosh, what's that? What's another word for like blanket? Afghan? Oh, that fits.
Yeah.
What's the difference
it's
of
used as a
asking AI
creative
just because it does it
and
faster?
I'm sure, what if this is cool? I never even thought about it, but like, what if I could be like, come up with different to this beat? I want you to come up with different harmonies or melodies, and it just with your voice on there. Like, oh, I can sing it this way. I can sing it this way. I can sing it this way. Like,
kind of like a reference.
Yeah, like
track.
a reference. I didn't even think of that. Just came to my head right now. You know what I mean? Using your own voice to like put different melodies over beats or something. Like that could be a cool thing to use to give you inspiration and like.
See, and there's the key word for inspiration. Something that kind of like inspires you to.
It's definitely going to be a helpful tool for editors. It's becoming very helpful for video editors. I've noticed. Yeah, they're making tasks way easier than they used to be. to accomplish.
See what I don't like is the people that are like, hey, you can just like put words in and it'll make an entire video from start to finish.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I don't like that because see me, I do everything myself.
Yeah.
There are tasks that I use AI to identify the words, the text, and then I have to go back and I have to edit them. I have to fix them, spell things right because it never gets it right. I have to time it out to the audio because it says it is, or maybe it doesn't make sense to emphasize it. It makes sense to the AI, but to me or humans, it doesn't make sense.
I'm going to tell you something really cool. So this is how AI worked in one of my newest videos, Mood Swings with Gone and Banks. We recreated 3 Kubrick films, right?
Right.
So listen to how we did this. This is going to blow your mind because we had the exact backgrounds from the movie. But how can you when an actor's in the middle of it, right? So we took a frame. So, for example, Gone scene where he was walking up to the girl as Jack Nicholson. He was like, what are you? And he's walking at her and she's scared with the axe in her hand, right? What we did was we looked at the camera, the shot, right? When the camera went all the way to the left and Jack Nicholson was in the middle of the frame, we took a screenshot. And when the camera moved all the way to the right, we also took a screenshot. So we took the farthest left and the farthest right, okay?
Yeah.
Okay. angle and took 2 screenshots, right?
Yeah.
Then what we did is we blended those pictures together so it was so the frame was like this, but it made it even wider, right? Then we traced around Jack Nichols, okay? So we had the full frame of the camera movement left to right in the picture. So it was a longer frame. We took that and traced around Jack Nichols and used generative fill. So it put a scene behind him of what was behind him. Do you get what I'm saying?
No, I completely like it. Kind of like AI
it basically
kind of
erased Jack Nichols from the picture, right? And it gave us the whole span of the left and the right to the room with nobody in the picture because it filled where Jack Nichols was to what the background of the room would look like. So now we have the whole camera angle from left to right. So now all we have to do is put Gone in the frame with a green screen and we can go left to right and move the camera how we want in the program. So we had the exact set from the movie and removed the actor in general so we could have Gone act the part.
Bipolar, I'm so confused, and some days I'm moving, but 8 a.m. the next day I lay in bed.
We would have never been able to do that, though, if AI wasn't there. So we can take sets from other movies and get angles you would never, you know what I mean? Like, yeah.
One of the people that I've actually interviewed is Jared Potter. He does the special effects for Tom's videos.
Okay.
And so he does all the rendering. He works with artists. He works on commercials. He works with TV shows. He does all kind. People think, oh, well, this is where you're known from. No, he does a lot more than that. And it was really cool to see, like, his rendering is a beast.
Yeah.
You know, to get all these things, like if you're starting especially from scratch and trying to build like a world building is ridiculous. Like, for example, the Falling in Reverse video of Last Resort. Yeah. You know, where they slowed it down and everything's falling and there's a whole world. Can you imagine?
That's how.
Or the one with Tech 9, Ronald, where it's like, oh my God. I can't imagine having to do that. So it's.
I'm sorry. Do you know the artist Token? Okay,
Yes.
do you know the artist Joyner Lucas? Okay, so basically, the guy who's doing my new videos, like if you saw the one, Look at Me Now with Gone and Vin J, the bank heist one we did, how it had all that like special effects stuff going on. He's the guy who he shot all of Joyner's videos up to, he shot all of the Joyner Lucas's videos up to the one with J. Cole. They had a falling out after that. They don't work together anymore. But the one, I Broke Your Heart, huh? Where he did it with J. Cole, he shot I'm Not Racist, and they got a Grammy. They got nominated for a Grammy for it. And he does all of Token's videos that are wild and outlandish and crazy. He's the guy shooting my videos now. So his name's Ben Prue. He's such a super talented videographer and director and stuff like that. Right now he's working with a K-pop group, and people don't know this, but I am now in there's a huge K-pop group, and they had me as an actor.
I know.
You do. So
I do know this because I saw it, and I was like, that's so cool.
I was in XXL. I was in their first one, Macaroni and Cheese, and now I'm going to be doing another, and it's just, they look at me as like their 6th member, and it's just a fun thing I do on the side with my videographer. So my director.
No, that's really cool because I remember because you were the person behind the
yeah. Welcome to Massive.
Yeah. I remember and I'll tell you what stood out for me. To be honest, your eyes.
Yeah.
Your eyes like.
Everybody. That's
video.
my compliment I get when people say, "What's the best feature about you?" They're like, "My eyes." And I don't know. That's what I get.
I think it's your attitude, to be honest.
Not when I say physical feature, I'm talking about like they're just like, "Oh,
well,
I love your
eyes.
eye." I always get like eyes. But
I get eyebrows.
Yeah. So when I've been going to this barber, and he takes a straight razor and does them. It doesn't look good now; they're way overgrown and stuff like that. But he shapes them so nice; it looks so good. Like a lot of girls.
Hey. Yeah. You gotta. There is nothing cooler than when I go to the salon. They do threading.
Yeah.
And I see a dude in there in the chair I'm like.
Yeah, take care of yourself.
Good. Take care of yourself. There should be 2.
Yeah.
Usually.
Yeah.
You know, there should be 2.
Yeah.
I have to make sure. No, but that's something I noticed just because it was so you were posting on Instagram, and I followed you for a minute on Instagram, no matter what. But I saw you post about it. I was like, wait. And so I went and I looked up the video when it dropped, and I watched it. And I'm not huge into K-pop.
Yeah.
Like, it's just not. It's just
Me
not my
neither.
thing.
I'm
I
not
don't have
either. But the thing is, like, I got this opportunity, and I'm like, hell yeah. They're a big group that is like popping off right now there. So I'm known.
Yeah.
I'm known over there now. People message me, and they're like, "You're the sixth member." Like,
Yeah, never underestimate K-pop fans.
I know, it's crazy.
They're hardcore. Like, they're very hardcore. But no, that's awesome. And it's like you said, when you do everything, you try everything. And I think that's awesome. You should. I've been trying to do that more.
Hell yeah.
Like saying, yeah, I'm going to try this. I'm going to try that. You know, I basically I work from home.
Yep.
My work computers are right here. And then I do all of this here. So I have my 2 and my 2 screens. But I don't go anywhere. I work from here, and then I turn, and here I am. You know, so I don't get many opportunities to get out and about. That's why I like network. That's why I'm on my phone.
Yep.
It's why I'm talking to people. And why I do this, I just want to reach out and like have conversations with someone that one of my taglines is it's having normal conversations with not so normal people.
Yeah, I like that.
Because once you start, there's a difference between like an interview and a conversation, because conversations have a casual tone.
Yeah.
To where you get comfortable, and it's not in a shady or weird way.
Yeah, I
It's
like how when I came on
literally-
here, you're not like, this is question number 1, this is question number 2. It's like, let's have a conversation and see where it goes.
Down.
You know?
I don't even have any written
Yeah.
down. I looked you up only to make sure that I had your name right.
Yep.
I wanted to make sure, just in case you're like, just call me my first name, and I'd be like, I didn't want to do that.
Okay.
So I wanted to make sure I had it correct because I knew what it was.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to make a fool of myself.
Okay.
I didn't want to embarrass myself that soon, right? So I did that. And once I get somebody that says that they're going to jump on with me, I don't look them up anymore.
Yeah.
I leave them alone because I'm like, anything I could look up, I'll
I'll just ask it.
Why not?
Yeah.
You know, because, okay, so here's something. I'm going to circle back really
Okay.
quick. I wanted to ask you this. I forgot. You say that you like to produce a finished product.
Of course.
Including music video, a recorded studio version of your music.
Yep.
Correct? Okay. I have this, it's not a fight. It's just my opinion on
Okay.
it. I think live music is meant to be heard live because they set it up that way. It's acoustically, sonically, it is meant to be heard in person. And I know people absolutely, oh, look at the live performance of so-and-so, 19, whatever, or 2000, whatever. And people go watch it and they're like, this is the best performance. I'm like, it would be if it was actually live. See, me, I want a studio recorded version unless I'm there.
Yes.
It's just, I'm weird like that. Some people are like, oh,
So
that doesn't make
how
sense.
we're
I'm
doing
like,
it,
why wouldn't it?
how we're going to end up doing it is, so we're going to run, he's taking all our tracks, right? And he's muting the main vocals, but we have all the dubs and the extra pizzazz stuff, right?
Right.
Being implements. So if I'm like, I don't want to live and I feel like death, heartbeat ting and it hurts my chest, you'll hear like, feel like death, beat my chest, hurts my chest. You know what I mean? Like you'll hear that in the background, but my main vocals will be going underneath it and you'll hear it. He also has this session in Ableton where, let's say, I'm not the best singer. I have good songs where you hear me sing well, but there's a
Right.
melodyne and some auto-tune going to that, you know. I'm not going to toot here and say I'm a Mariah Carey and I can belt out these, you know, I'm not, you know, so it comes with it. So it's going to have, when I'm singing in this program, auto-tune's going to kick in at that time. And you'll be able to hear me sing the song, but it is going to be live tuned, and then so it's all automated. So it's literally, you build out the whole session like so my first song is gonna be The Other Side that I made about my friend who passed away, but the intro is gonna play longer than usual, and I'm gonna slowly walk out. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
It's like we're building this atmosphere, and then all of a sudden, in the in-ears, I'll be here like your verse starts in 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. You'll be able to hear that in my headphones. And I can rap to a metronome. I could rap to the instrumental. I could rap to whatever. I can put whatever I want in my head. But it's what's going out is just that backing track with the dubs, and my main vocals are coming through the mic. So it's a whole set, and it's all automated. So it's like he's about to sing now. Auto-tune kicks in the key I'm supposed to sing in.
Timing.
It's all timed, and you can even do lights to it. So that's how the real professionals do it. They'll have this whole session built out, and it's like the smoke goes now, like it hits. It's not somebody pressing a button. You can automate lights and like pyrotechnics to it in timing in this program. So as I'm like, and the drop's about to come, boom, boom, the lights go because the song's at that point, and
that makes sense. It sounds.
If you've
like
ever seen like a
wow,
if you've ever seen like an NF perform, I went to see NF in concert. Like, he had everything was synced, and it's cool.
Well, like this is you can't really see it on this screen, but that's the Rockzilla concert. I went to Papa Roach Falling in Reverse, Hollywood Undead. They had all the bells and whistles going off and stuff. It makes sense, but it's just I never thought of it like that. I always think, I guess maybe I've never been to often performances by more like on the rap or hip hop side, more live performances. Like I go to metal concerts. I know metal bands. I've met a couple of them when they've come to Houston, and so they're playing the guitar and the drums and all that live. And to me, I think that should. Yeah. It's meant to be live. It's not going to sound like the studio version, and it's kind of like a unique experience.
It will still sound live because the vocals are. It's not going to sound exactly like it is in the studio. It's going to sound live because you're still hearing my voice being rapped over a mic. You know what I mean? And
well, if you need someone warbling really badly in the background, I mean. I could free up some time and warble badly. I mean, I belt out Bohemian Rhapsody. My daughter's like, nah. Yeah. Or I do the, halfway there, and she sings back "Living on a Prayer." That's like our thing. Yeah. Or Menomina. I'm a queen in Menomina. So, I mean, if you need any of that added in as an ad lib, I mean, I'm happy. Duly noted. I'm happy to come see all of you guys and just stand there with a microphone. Yeah.
There's one question you didn't ask that I was expecting you to ask. Is it okay if I ask the question myself and answer it for you?
Sure.
Okay, this is a little weird, but you didn't ask me what my inspiration or favorite artists were. I say it a lot, but I thought you were going to ask that. I'm surprised you didn't. Yeah. And I feel like people are going to want to know this, so I just figured I'd let them know. Because I get asked this question all the time in like my live stream, so I figured my favorite rappers. Okay. Yeah. Yes, Eminem, and then everybody says that. You know what I mean? Eminem, NF. He's a very big influence in my music. Macklemore, but not for what you think. Like most people know him from Thrift Shop. If you dig into his catalog. And you hear his serious music that's like very like message impactful, like it's very like about a message. I suggest people who don't know Macklemore that well to dig into these 3 songs. The Other Side, the original version, it has a Red Hot Chili Peppers beat. It's doom 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 doom. You know that song? How long? I think it's called The Other Side. But he originally wrote it to that beat, and then when he became famous and the song popped off, he wrote it to a different one with the Fences. So listen to the original version of The Other Side with the Red Hot Chili Peppers beat. Listen to Wings, which is about a pair.
I just heard that one the other day.
I like that. And listen to My Drug Dealer Was a Doctor. I think it's called Drug Dealer.
I don't know that one.
Go listen to those 3. Those are the songs that he inspires me to write. And another one is whatchamacallit, hold on, I'm about to find it right now. Faithful. Those are the music that I take inspiration from Macklemore. It's called Faithful. Is it Unfaithful? No, it's Faithful. I'm sorry. Macklemore Faithful featuring NLE Choppa. So, fire songs. Go check them out. That's where I draw the inspiration from Macklemore. Not his songs like Dancing and his thrift shops and stuff like that, but those are the songs that I draw my inspiration from. So we got Eminem, NF, Macklemore, MGK. I love MGK. A lot of his stuff during Quarantine Cypher was amazing. Really like him. NF, Eminem, Macklemore, MGK, Hopsin. Love Hopsin.
Ooh.
Love Hopsin. And for like female artists, my favorites would be Billie Eilish, Melanie Martinez, and Skylar Grey.
That's a really interesting choice. But they're all really good.
Yeah.
Like the females are definitely very good.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of breathing out music from females. Billie Eilish dives into that sometimes where it's all the breathy. I'm not really a breathy person.
Okay. You know what song I really
But
like
it's
by
just-
Billie Eilish? Bury a
Which
Friend.
one?
What do you want from me? Where do you go? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Love that song.
Okay.
Bad Guy. Like that. You know.
Who doesn't like that song, really?
So I
Admitted people.
That's a style of Billie Eilish. Like that album she did. I really like that that version of Billie Eilish.
It's a
Yeah, I like that.
I'm like
I like I like that. I think that's so cool.
I think it can be. It's the breathy. I can't. Or Ariana Grande is the example that I would pull
Yeah.
every time for the breathy. Everything's like. I'm like, it drives me crazy. I don't. But that's my preference. Everyone has different
Yeah.
preferences. I think it's really cool where people get their inspiration, but everyone asks that.
Yeah.
If it comes up, it comes up. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
But I feel like I
Everyone
use a
asks
lot
that
of
question.
breathiness in my music, but it's in a different way. So like, for example, okay, so you could rap my song "Brave." I'm sure you know that song because it talks about domestic violence, and there's another song called "Domestic Violence" that I have. But so, for example, it's like 2 kids in a broken home, hit by her man, got broken bones. Right? When I was writing that, and sometimes in like certain songs, I'll do this. I'm like, 2 kids in a broken home. You know what I mean? Like my voice is like very
Right.
poetic, but I'm letting out a lot of breath. I'm not doing the, but I'm letting out a lot of air when I do these songs, like to do them very serious and gentle. Like 2 kids in a broken home, hit by her man, got broken bones. I didn't write it like that per se because I did it more singy-songy, but I have a lot of songs where it's like, feel the weight of the words on the tip of your let it breathe when I speak.
You do.
You know, just like I give out that air, that presence when I
I'm literally, it is targeted to female
only
vocalists.
females. Okay, gotcha.
Female vocalists that sound like Ariana.
Okay, I
Grande.
got you.
Like
I
that
see what you're
type
saying.
of. It changes the tone. They increase the pitch and they. I'm like,
Gotcha.
stop. To me, it's irritating, but that's
Yeah.
me. Like that's just my preference. And if I do like, I love MGK. I love Sail was one of my
Yeah.
favorite songs of all time. The one he did with Youngblood, and he had brain just went blank. He did like what is it? Something about okay. Anyway, he had a song with Youngblood. I absolutely adore that
So
song.
he's the reason I did those 2 punk rock songs. I don't know if you ever heard them that I did. Time That I Wasted and Please Don't Text Me, Please Don't Call. I'm banging my head up against the wall. Keep me from leaving, give me a reason. I'm blinded by love, I don't want to believe it. I don't know if you ever heard that song. But
I've heard most
Yeah.
of your songs that are like at least out on YouTube.
Yeah.
I've heard most of them. It's just I hear a lot of music, so to pull it out of my head, I'm not going to lie and pretend like I off the top of my head remember it. But
this is so he made me want to get into try that punk rock type stuff. So I'll show you something I did really quick. I'm just gonna But he made me want to.
I love that sound. It's kind of like a bouncy.
Yeah, we had good. We had a real drummer in this, and
Yeah.
like
That's definitely I could put those two, like the inspiration to that
Yeah.
one, because if I'd have just heard the sound, it's that bouncy. I wouldn't have been able to place it off the top of my
Yeah.
head, but it makes complete sense because I've heard some of his music like that. The one with I'm not even gonna remember the names right now. The one that MGK did, he has one that kind of sounds like that. Youngblood went into that a little
Yeah.
bit when he was doing some of his music. It's that almost sounds like Green Day to
Yeah.
start, but then it kind of shifts into like a more bouncy, peppy
Yeah,
type,
yeah.
but it doesn't quite go into 21 Pilots. Like it's in between, kind of like a mush in there
Yeah.
somewhere. No, I get what you're talking about. I love when people that, like, you've seen a lot of these artists have been going, rock
Yeah.
inspired, which I think is awesome. I think that rap and rock really go together
do.
very
They
well.
definitely do.
I do think that some people are riding a trend, which is cool because, hey, if it works, it works.
I did
You know,
two
get
of them.
your-
They didn't do too well. I thought they were amazing songs. I'm not going to lie. I loved them. I love venturing into that world because I thought I was pretty
Yeah.
good at it. And I'm just like, yeah, but my fan base wants to hear that depressing music. You know what I mean? So,
Well, but as that's the thing though, is I hear people's takes on some of that where they're like, I'll give you another example of somebody else that I interviewed, Citizen Soldier. I was talking to Jake, mental therapist. All of his music is very, 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 very specifically for mental health.
yes, that's what
It's,
mine started
you
out
know,
to be for the most part.
But he stays on that, and most of his songs tend to resonate in that group. Well, the thing is I personally think I have no opinion whatsoever on what he should do with his music or they should do with their. I have no opinion whatsoever. Do whatever works for you, and people absolutely love it. That's great. But I just like when there's a variety, because what if you're not in that mood or in that mode or in that mindset right now?
I'm going to answer your
What if
question.
you still want to listen to someone,
I know.
but you want? Do you know what I'm saying?
100%. So here's the trap that a lot of us artists fall into, and I'm currently in it. I'm not going to lie to you. I made all different kinds of music when I was first starting out, and my biggest song that took off was Fallen Angel, which was me talking to my inner depression. And the numbers that it received are astronomical. It's my biggest song. It's got maybe over 40 million plays between all different platforms. And then when that song went viral, it built me a huge fan base.
Right.
Problem. Now that's all they want to hear, because I said, okay, let me follow up with another song similar to this. Did well. And every time I did a song like that, it kept doing well. Money was good. That's what the fans wanted to hear. But I'm like, I got tired of it. I'm like, let me put out something that I enjoy. You know what I mean? That I want to do now, And I do that, and the numbers are low. I'm like, why are they low? It's a
Right.
good song. It's because I built such a core fan base around mental health music and stuff like that. I'm kind of put in a box at a point. And it's like, okay,
Yeah.
do I start making the stuff I want to do and take a hit on my income? Do I want to, and it sucks because sometimes I want to make songs like that, you know what I mean, that you just heard, and I want to do stuff that makes me feel better about myself and not always be the depressed version. And a lot of people think I'm always depressed because that's only what my song.
How many times do people ask you if you're okay?
Every day. Like,
How many times do you get comments, "Are you okay?" Like no one else would
yeah.
have noticed.
yeah.
I'm not
Yeah, yeah.
saying that like you feel like anyone notices. I'm saying quite literally, you post a picture. "Are you okay?"
Yeah, when I wrote Fallen Angel, right, I was in a very depressed spot, and I created that song for that reason, But I'm not that person that's always in that spot, if that makes sense.
Well, good. That's good.
I've done so much work on my health, finding the right balance of medication, therapy. I put the work in to make myself in a better spot than I was back then. And I'm doing good for myself. There are, don't get me wrong, days where I'm really down, but I don't stay in them anymore. I fight out of it. I make sure I take a shower, go do something for the day, and now I'm working
Right.
on my weight loss journey. Like I told you, I was down 40 pounds.
So proud of you.
And that's in like 4 weeks, like 5 weeks maybe, and I'm hustling right now. And yeah, so I mean, I don't want my fans to think I'm the saddest human in the world, but I do get sad, I do get depressed, I do know what it's like. I've been there. My life sucked before I started doing music and stuff like that, and I know. So a lot of times I have to go back to that place, and it's not always fun to write some of these songs, but
It's not always
it's not.
healthy
But I
to dive in.
even though I make depressing songs, I don't care that they're depressing. If a song's a good song, I know it's a good song and I want to put it out regardless.
Yeah.
So it's not like I hate making these songs. I don't. I still love the finished product. I still love what it goes to. But that's why every now and then I'll dose a little bit of something different in there. Just throw them a curveball, throw them some rap, throw them some this. Hopefully one of those takes off so I can start doing more music like that. You know what I'm saying? So every so often
Right.
I'm going to give them something that's not sad and depressing, you know? And always do that. I have to do that to make myself sane, you know?
No, I get that. I prefer the ones that are a little bit out of that. I'm not. I've had these conversations before where people think I'm crazy when I say that like songs don't make me feel anything. Like I can sympathize, I can understand the feelings that it's invoking or would invoke into somebody, but like a song is not gonna make me cry.
Yeah.
It'll make me be like, oh, that's sad, but it doesn't make me sad, if that
Yeah.
makes sense. Some people are like, you're weird. Okay. Well,
When
that's why I have a good ear,
when
though.
a song or a movie makes me cry, I love it. Because
Yeah.
it invokes an emotion in me, and that's what I want when listening to music. My goal is not to make people cry when they listen to my music, but my goal is to invoke some sort of emotion out of them, change their mood in some sort of way. When a song is
Right.
powerful enough that it makes you think differently or makes you your mood change, or invokes an emotion out of you, it's a good song. It did its job. It's like if a movie makes you cry, it's probably a good movie. It's well done, you know.
Yeah, what was it? I just watched something, and right at the beginning, they killed somebody off, and I was like, I know what it was. I watched Warcraft.
Yeah.
You know the movie based on the World of Warcraft?
I don't play World of Warcraft, but I know the movie.
I did a decade or so.
I'm heavy
Or
into
more.
RuneScape. Like,
Oh, see, I play Fortnite
I-
now because I don't have time to do anything but pick up, pew, pew, and get out.
RuneScape, Fortnite, and Counter-Strike Global Offense is what I play.
I play online with my friends. I'm actually like doing decently well.
Oh yeah.
And in other words, I don't die as much as I used to. But no, I used to play World of Warcraft. So I'm like, I told my daughter, let's watch Warcraft. So we go to watch it, and then dude kills dude's kid in front of him, and is like, and I'm like, I was like, I can't believe he did that. I don't get that way about shows
It's very
and movies like
rare
ever,
for me
but I was
too.
like, what's wrong with you? I was like, that was good.
what movie
Like, because that
made
doesn't
me
happen
cry?
often.
I gotta tell you what movie made
That
me
does not happen.
cry. I can remember two of them off the top of my head. Real Steel. Have you ever seen that movie?
I've heard of it. I might have seen it, but I don't think
It
I
got
did.
me emotional.
I know that
because
movie.
it was a robot boxing movie. It's weird, but
Yes, I did see that.
Basically, I was watching it with my father in the theater, and it was like a father-son bonding experience movie, and it kind of made me tear up a little bit in certain part. Like, oh, that's awesome, you know.
Oh.
And then the Titanic makes me cry.
Yeah. There was room on that door.
I know.
You.
You but like certain movies provoke that response. I'm like, that's a good movie because it made me feel some type of way. If they can do that with just me watching it, I know it's not real, but it made me cry, I'm like, that's a good movie.
She told me, she's like, Mom, it's just a movie.
Yeah.
Because I told her that. I'm like, but he just,
Yeah.
that was really well done.
Yeah.
They did a good job.
Yeah.
I know it's a movie. Just like scary movies. Something jump scares me. I don't care. I know it's not real. Doesn't make me not literally crawl out of my skin. Like, I literally picture myself as a cartoon.
Yeah.
Where like it's like, and I come back into myself. Like, you just see like my spirit just jumped over here. and came back. I don't do scary.
I don't
and then
like
my
horror
friends got me
movies.
playing Phasmophobia.
Yeah. I don't do horror movies because
I'm like-
it leaves like, especially slashers, like where it's just like I run, I
Yeah.
kill you, you're dead. Okay, next victim. Like that doesn't do it for me. I like stuff like
I'm not a-
Saw,
I don't like
where
gore.
you have to make a choice, life or death. Like, you know what I mean? Like I like.
Do you like those or you don't?
I don't go to watch them normally, but if I'm going to watch a horror movie, I want something with like this craziest plot, and you have to really think about what's about to happen next, and they have to make this
Silence of the Lambs,
crazy decision.
maybe I'd approve of, but Saw, I'm like, it's just gore.
No.
To me, it's like,
there was one.
that's me, though.
There was one where two people like. I like how they have to make a choice. If they say,
oh, yeah, the impossible, like, ethical,
Yeah,
moral,
more-
like, absolute
yeah.
life or death, just who would, neither of these choices are good. How is it
how
going
do
to
you
play
pick?
out?
Yeah,
I got
that's
you.
that's like psychological
Squid
stuff. Squid Games, loved it. You know what I mean? Like
Yes, I did too.
those movies, I kind of consider them horror because there's a lot of death in them. You know what I mean? But it's a psychological
Yeah.
thriller. I like those. But I don't always watch them. I very rarely watch them, but when I do, I can enjoy them. But as far as like, but you know, for somebody who doesn't like Halloween, I mean, who loves Halloween and stuff, but doesn't like horror movies, it's kind of weird for me because I like to incorporate dark stuff into my music. I do songs for Halloween a lot, you know what I mean? So like The Devil Inside, it was like, and I'm like this zombie creature or whatever. Like I like that kind of stuff. Or Lights Out, where I was scaring that child holding my own head. You know what I mean? Like I think that's cool. And playing characters that you're not, and I like that. And every Halloween I go to this place called Spooky World in New Hampshire, and I travel just to go there. It's one of the top 5 haunted houses in Rhode Island. And I love getting jump scared and taking like my sister with me or a girlfriend, or like I love that. I love walking through and like
I'm
putting them
sure,
first and
and
watching
you
them
can
get
enjoy
scared.
all of
and
that.
they hold my arm because they're so scared, and I love it.
Yeah, you can enjoy all of that. And you can take all the people and miss me with
I make
all
sure
the
I'm in
jump
the front of the
scares.
line, the back of the line, but never in the middle.
Because I don't look out. I don't look in a mirror at night. I don't look out my window at night. Like I also am a single living
Yeah,
alone,
yeah.
so it's kind of it's a whole thing. But it's not just that. It's like I've had psychoanalyzed post-traumatic,
Yeah.
whatever you want to call it, where my ex would
Yeah.
they'd get really high and they would come back after being gone for 36 hours and tap on all the windows and put things in the windows and like and like that kind of, you know, or they'd hide outside where you could kind of see shadow. Like it's a whole thing. So I'm like nope. And jump scares scare the crap out of me. And then I like don't sleep for a week, and I already have insomnia.
So I kind of like that thrill of getting a jump scare here and there. So when I go, these people are crazy when they do their Halloween. They have like metal knee pads, and they'll slide across right in front of you. You don't see them, but they go and it sparks and everything. They have people dropping from the ceiling with a chainsaw running and chasing you down. Like the makeup is out of this world crazy and just ridiculous. They have, while you're waiting in line, they have people, as you're talking to your friends, come behind you and be like, hey, you know what I mean? Like, just like, and like, they, as you're just chilling, waiting in line, they have actors scaring you. And the hay rides, people jump onto the hay ride, though, you know, one night you can get just a glow stick and nothing, no lights in the park. And like, you just put up your glow stick and there's a face in front of you. And you're just like, what the? They have one night where you can sign a waiver, right? And they're allowed to touch you. You're not allowed to touch them. They can put their hands, but not harmfully, but like they can touch your, you know. So,
I know what you're saying. I get it, because they wouldn't be as big as they are, and they wouldn't have been as professional as they are if they didn't, you know, have the boundaries. But no. No, I was just gonna say somebody that we play with sometimes. She, I guess, jumps in the Discord because he's streaming. I'm in the game with him, and I got headphones on, noise cancellation, and it's Phasmophobia. So it's, you know, anyway. And it doesn't really scare me. It's just more like, you know, because the screen starts shaking and you hear like,
yeah.
and you're like, what the fuck? So she jumps in the Discord. I heard someone enter the voice chat, but we were in the middle of something, so I wasn't paying attention. I didn't know what, I just knew it was an enter sound, but not many people can get in there, so I'd ignored it. I just start hearing, I see my screen kind of start shaking, like there's a ghost around me type thing, and I hear, I'm behind you. And I'm like, the fuck? And I was like, oh, hell no. I'm out. I quit. I'm done. And she's like, eh. I'm like, I hate you.
That's funny.
I
That's
literally
funny.
don't have hate in my heart for anyone but like my ex-husband and one content creator who can suck my dick. Aside from that,
Who?
I'm
You can
good.
cut it out, but who?
But I'm like, I hate you. I told her, I was like, I hate you. And I don't mean that. Of course, I forgave her like, I don't know, about a couple hours later. But still, there's nothing worse because it came from like here.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm behind you. And I'm like, but at the time, there's a ghost in the game. And so it's like, and then you're, I'm behind you. And you're, I'm like, ah. I about rage quit right then. So, yeah, you and your hayride and your haunted house and all of the jump scares. And you can just enjoy. I'm glad that you enjoyed. I know lots of people that enjoyed that. Me, it would take a lot to get me to go on something. Like, it would take monetary gain or like a promise of, I don't know, a Vegas trip or something. I don't know. It would take a lot for me to do something like that.
We got to take you there and document the experience.
It would be epic content, but I would be so embarrassed because I would be like the whole time. I would literally be.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I would have the ugly faces like the whole time. I would just be like.
That's great.
Just waiting on something like. You know, anyway, I just wanted to make a good thumbnail. I have a thumbnail, but I just thought that would be great for promo. Was me being like, yeah. I'll use that in a future thumbnail someday. You'll see it. You'll be like, I know when that happens. No, but I appreciate you taking the time.
Not a problem.
To sit here and yap with me. It's always usually a fun time. It's just, and I'm really happy. I was so excited when you said yes. I was so excited because I really respect you as a person. I respect the themes that you bring out and the honesty you bring to your music. However, I'm not here because he does sad music. Like, that's not it for me. It's your body of work, I would say, more. You're very consistent, great sound, good tone. The videos are great. Your collaborations are great. Like, you're an all around, and you just seem like a nice person.
Thank you. Try to be.
You know, sometimes you just never know. Like, people, they seem nice,
I've had
and
a
then
few
you try to talk to them, and they're like,
I've had a few run-ins with artists that just didn't mesh. So.
Well, it happens, and you know, people. Not everybody's going to resonate on the same frequency or in the same like universe as each other, and they're not all going to get along. So I just think it's awesome that you're awesome because you know, I always want nice people, not like, you know, snotty, stuck up, mean, hateful, conceited, evil jerks, which I've not had one yet, but
good.
I did.
Knock on wood.
I don't even know if I have real wood around.
Me neither. I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah, it makes you want to go do it, right?
I need.
You're like,
later.
oh, sure.
Later, I'm gonna find a piece of wood, and I'm definitely gonna knock on it.
Hold on. Let's write a note. Got my notes.
Don't forget, knock on wood.
It says cow, so I know KOW. But no, I appreciate you taking the time out of your day.
Oh, KOW. You said. I got you. I thought you said CO. I'm like, knock is not with a C.
Wow, that is not even going to
see
focus,
it.
is it?
Now, yeah, a little bit. Yeah. We got it, cow. I got it.
KCAT, KAT, KOW. Wait. We're just going to leave that alone. We're going to put a pin in that one. I have one of those too. But no, I appreciate you taking your time.
Not a problem.
I mean, and especially on short notice.
Yeah, it was very short notice.
I'm
but
hoping
glad I
to
could
have
do
this
it.
done and out this week.
Hell yeah. Just let me know. Send it to me so I can watch it. I'd love
Yeah,
to.
I'll send it to you first.
Well.
But everybody that's here, thank you for being here. We're going to try and do an outro. I'm so excited because I'm usually like, yes.
How do we do an outro? What should I say anything?
I mean, if you want.
Thank
plug
you
your
for
music.
tuning in to Massive Man and Cat in the Morning. At
At night or in the afternoon.
night, the afternoon, whatever's clever.
Anytime. Yeah, exactly. And that literally let me be like, and then I'm going to zoom in and it's going to be like, and gone.
I'm gonna take a stab at it. I creep in just like a pathogen, practicing my flow's immaculate. Whoa, my flow's immaculate. Take this beat and I'ma tackle it. Blow my brains out after rapping this. Oh, I'm having a mood swing. I hate the way I am. I don't think that I understand it.